Hello, my wonderful English students, and welcome back to our channel. My name is Anna, and it's a pleasure to be here with you today. This is your special time to focus, practice, and build your English confidence in a calm and supportive space. Today, we are going to solve a very common problem. We are going to transform a phrase that can sometimes make you feel weak or unhelpful. The phrase, "I don't know." While "I don't know" is grammatically perfect, using it all the time can make you sound repetitive, uncertain, and in some situations, even a little bit rude or unhelpful. The goal of our lesson today is to give you a toolbox of new phrases. You will learn how to respond with confidence and professionalism, even when you don't have the answer. You will learn how to sound like a native speaker, who often uses strategy in their responses. This will be a slow and detailed practice session. I want you to feel completely relaxed. Listen to my voice, absorb the words, and when you feel ready, repeat the phrases out loud with me. The most important part of our lesson is your active participation. So, find a comfortable spot, take a deep breath, and let's begin our journey to sounding more confident. Are you ready? Let's start. First, let's practice the phrase we want to upgrade, just to warm up. It's important to know it, but we want to use it less. Repeat after me. I don't know. I don't know the answer. I don't know what to do. Excellent. Now, let's begin with our first and most important upgrade. This is the simplest and most common way to sound a little softer and more polite. Instead of, "I don't know," we will say, "I'm not sure." It communicates the same idea, but it sounds gentler. In Portuguese, it's like saying, "Não tenho certeza," instead of a direct "no sei." Let's practice. Repeat after me. I'm not sure. I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure what time the meeting starts. She asked for his number, but I'm not sure. Wonderful. Can you feel how "I'm not sure" sounds a little more thoughtful? Now, what if you really have no information? For informal situations, with friends or family, you can use a stronger phrase, "I have no idea." This phrase shows that you are very far from knowing the answer. It's very common and natural. Let's practice it. I have no idea. What's the capital of Mongolia? I have no idea. I have no idea where I left my keys. He asked me for a solution, but I have no idea. Great job. So now you have "I'm not sure" for a softer response, and "I have no idea" for a stronger, informal response. But what if you want to be helpful? This is the next level. The best way to sound confident is to say you don't know, and promise to find the answer. This is extremely useful in professional situations, at work, or with clients. Let's learn the magic formula. Phrase plus, but plus action. Our first example is, "I'm not sure, but I'll find out." This phrase is golden. It shows honesty and proactivity. You are saying, "I don't have the information now, but I will get it for you." Let's practice this powerful phrase. Repeat after me. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. I'm not sure, but I can find out for you. I'm not sure, but I will. Look into it. To look into it means to investigate or research. Let's try them in full sentences. Imagine your boss asks you a question. Listen and repeat. Boss, what was our total sales number for last month? You. I'm not sure of the exact number, but I'll find out for you right away. Repeat. Friend, is that new restaurant any good? You. I'm not sure, but I can look into it and see the reviews. Repeat. This is a huge step forward. You are no longer just a person who doesn't know. You are now a helpful person, a problem solver. Let's practice one more variation. You can also say, I don't know off the top of my head. This is a fantastic idiom. Off the top of my head means from memory without checking. So you are saying that you might know where to find the information, but you don't have it in your memory right now. Let's practice the idiom first. Off the top of my head. I don't know off the top of my head. Now let's combine it with our helpful formula. Repeat after me. I don't know off the top of my head, but I can check for you. I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'll find out. You are doing an amazing job. In this first part, you have already learned to replace a simple I don't know with softer alternatives like I'm not sure, informal alternatives like I have no idea, and incredibly useful and proactive phrases like I'm not sure, but I'll find out. Take a moment to let that sink in. When you are ready, we will move on to part 2, where we will learn some very clever strategies to buy yourself time and sound even more professional. In the first part, we built a strong foundation with phrases like I'm not sure, but I'll find out. Now, we are going to learn some truly brilliant strategies that native speakers use all the time, especially in business or formal situations. These techniques will help you buy time to think and respond with intelligence and grace. Our first strategy is what I call complement the question. When someone asks you a difficult question and you don't know the answer immediately, your how. First response can be to complement the question itself. This does 2 things. It makes the person who asked the question feel smart, and it gives your brain a few valuable seconds to think. The most classic phrase for this is, "That's a good question." It's simple, effective, and very professional. Let's practice saying it. I want you to say it with a thoughtful tone. Repeat after me. That's a good question. That's a very good question. You can then connect this phrase to one of the helpful phrases we learned in part 1. This creates a perfect professional response. Let's practice the combination. That's a good question. I'm not sure, but I will find out for you. Repeat. That's a good question. I'll have to look into it and get back to you. Repeat. Let's try some variations of the compliment. You can also say, "That's an interesting question," or "That's a great point." Let's practice those. That's an interesting question. That's a great point. Imagine you are in a meeting. Your manager asks, "Why did our website traffic decrease last week?" This is a tough question. Instead of panicking and saying, "I don't know," you can say, repeat after me. That's a very good question. I don't know off the top of my head, but I will investigate the data and prepare a report. Doesn't that sound 1,000 times better? You sound calm, in control, and responsible. Now for our second strategy. It depends. Sometimes you don't know the answer because the question is too simple for a complex situation. The answer isn't a simple yes or no. In these cases, you can explain that the answer depends on other factors. This shows that you are a deep thinker. Let's practice some phrases for this. Repeat after me. It depends. That depends on a few factors. I would need more information to answer that. Let's put this into a scenario. Someone asks, "How much does it cost to build a new website?" This is a complex question. A great answer would be, repeat after me. That's a good question. It really depends on the features you want. Can you tell me more about what you need? You see, you didn't say, "I don't know." Instead, you took control of the conversation and showed your expertise by asking for more details. Our third professional strategy is to redirect to the expert. Sometimes you are not the right person to answer the question. It is a sign of wisdom and good teamwork to admit this and point to the correct person or department. This is much more helpful than guessing an answer. Let's practice the key phrases. Repeat after me. I'm not the best person to answer that. My colleague, name, would be the best person to ask. The finance department would have that information. Let's practice a full, helpful response. Imagine someone asks you a very specific technical question about a different department's work. You could say, "Repeat after me." That's an interesting question. I'm not the best person to answer that, but my colleague David is the expert on this topic. I can connect you with him. This is an excellent response. You were honest, helpful, and you facilitated the solution. Let's do a quick review of our 3 professional strategies. 1. Compliment the question. That's a good question. 2. Explain. It depends. That depends on a few factors. 3. Redirect to the expert. I'm not the best person to answer that. You are doing wonderfully. You are learning not just phrases, but communication strategies. This is how you advance from an intermediate to an advanced speaker. You learn to handle conversations with nuance and confidence. Take a short break if you need one. When we return for our final part, we will master the art of promising to follow up and learn some very common informal phrases to use with friends. I am so proud of the progress you have made. We have moved from a simple, "I don't know," to sophisticated strategies for professional situations. Now, we will focus on one of the most important skills in any professional context, promising to follow up. We will also learn some fun, informal phrases to use with your friends. In the professional world, when you don't know an answer, the gold standard response is to promise to find it and deliver it later. This builds trust and shows you are reliable. The key phrase here is, "Let me get back to you." This means, let me find the answer, and I will contact you again. It is polite, professional, and extremely common. Let's practice it. Let me get back to you on that. Can I get back to you on that? This is a slightly more polite question form. I will get back to you shortly. Shortly means soon. Let's combine this with the strategies we've already learned. This will create the ultimate professional response. Imagine you are on a phone call with a client. They ask for specific data you don't have. Listen and repeat the full response. That is a very good question. I don't have that information with me right now, but let me get back to you on that this afternoon. This response is perfect. It's polite, honest, and it manages expectations by giving a time frame, this afternoon. Let's practice a few more variations. You can be more specific about how you will follow up. Repeat after me. Let me check on that, and I'll send you an email. I'll have to ask my manager, and I will call you back. I will look into it and get back to you by the end of the day. The most important rule when you use these phrases is, you must actually get back to them. Keeping your promise is key to building a good reputation. Now, let's switch gears. What about when you are talking to friends? You don't need to be so formal. English has many colorful, informal ways to say, "I don't know." These will make you sound much more natural and relaxed in casual conversations. Our first one is very common. Beats me. It's a fun, short way to say, "I have no idea." It implies that the question is a mystery to you. Let's practice. Beats me. Friend, why is the traffic so bad today? You. Beats me. Repeat. Another great informal phrase is, your guess is as good as mine. You use this when you and the other person have the exact same amount of information, which is 0. It means, I don't know any more than you do. Let's practice. Your guess is as good as mine. Friend, do you think the store will still be open? You. Your guess is as good as mine. Repeat. Here's another one, very common in both American and British English. I haven't got a clue. Or, I don't have a clue. A clue is a hint or a piece of information. So if you don't have a clue, you have 0 information. I haven't got a clue. I don't have a clue where I put my wallet. Repeat. Let's do a final comprehensive review, mixing formal and informal situations. I will give you a situation, and we will practice a great response. Situation 1. At work. Your boss asks for the budget for next year. Response. That's a great point. I'll need to check the final documents. Let me get back to you on that by tomorrow morning. Repeat. Situation 2. With a friend. Your friend asks why the internet isn't working. Response. Beats. Me. Your guess is as good as mine. Repeat. Situation 3. On a call with a client. The client asks a technical question about another department. Response. I'm not the best person to answer that, but I can find out for you. Can I put you on hold for a moment, or should I get back to you? Repeat. You have done an absolutely incredible job today. You have learned an entire communication system to handle one of the most common situations in any language. You can now say goodbye to the simple, unhelpful, I don't know, and hello to a new way of speaking with confidence, strategy, and grace. The key is to practice. The next time someone asks you a question you can't answer, pause, take a breath, and choose one of your new phrases. Thank you so much for joining me today. It has been a joy to practice with you. For your homework, please leave a comment below. Tell me, what is a question someone asked you recently that you didn't know the answer to? How would you respond to it now, using one of the phrases from our lesson? Take care, keep practicing, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video. Bye for now.